You know, one of the things when you're a kid, you want to belong and be part of a community, be part of a family, be part of the world. But one of my first realizations in life is I didn't belong where I was. Now, I knew my family was my family, that we were tied by blood, but I didn't feel that, and I'm from New England, I felt very strongly about being in New England, especially Maine. And even in Boston, the South Shore, and Blue Hills. But even at early ages, I became alienated. I'm talking like 6, 7, 8 years old. There was something wrong. And I had that misshapen belief that I was a dog, that I didn't belong in this family. This family was not mine. Even though my brother and I were Irish twins. My mother dressed us alike. There's no confusing it. But I knew something was wrong. And I alienated myself from everybody and everything. I wanted to leave. I wanted to not be with anybody. But when you're young, you cannot leave. I ran away one time in the middle of a snowstorm. I could see the snow coming down the street from the hills, the Blue Hills, and a wall. Another time I ran away, and I was heading to the highway. I think when I was 12, I was going to New York City. And my next door neighbor, a policeman, Tony, she said, "What are you doing?" It was like 6 o'clock. I said, "I'm running away to New York City." She says, "Let's talk about this." And she talked me into staying. But that alienation became more, but I realized that they were family. My people around me, my brothers and sisters, my mother and father, my aunts and uncles, they were. But I was not there. Now, I always wanted a family of my own. I had with women that I thought, oh, this is the one. They'll have children. No. Never had any abortions. I started thinking that I was shooting blanks. I got 30 years old, 40 years old, traveled the world. Paris. I had plenty of girlfriends I stayed with for years. Never had children. I ended up in the last Babylon in the Kyle. And I met a woman. She came from the rice paddies. She worked the bar. She had been there a week. She couldn't speak any English, which is always a good sign. Had no tattoos. The phone never rang. I said, you know what? I'm going to see what happens. We had to pay her. Little Angie. But my friends would sit there and say, well, she doesn't look like her. I'd go like, why don't you do DNA? Genghis Khan was in prison for about 10 years. His wife was a mistress of a rich man. She was beautiful. And she showed up at the town where he was in prison, bribed the guards, and they rode out to a Europe in the middle of the steppes. And there were 2 young boys there, 3 and 5. And he said, are these my children? He didn't care where they came from because he understood family. Now, I've had that from family members, friends. The kids don't look like me. I look at her and say, listen, I know they're mine. I said, how do you know? Did you do that? He said, no. I know the same way your father knows you're his son. He said, why is that? Because you're ugly and he's ugly, but my kids are handsome and beautiful and I'm beautiful. So, but Genghis Khan accepted that. And that's like when I was in the hospitals recently, and I was direly ill. I died on several occasions. But the doctors always, the psychiatrists always said, how many children do you have? I said, 35. How could you have 35 biological children? I said, you know what? Family's not about biology. It's about being family. And that's the way I live. And so to anybody of those people that still want to say they don't look alike, just remember, I fuck people up. I do for a reason. I don't feel bad about it afterwards. This is my family, my sons, and everybody, and all my other people. I got lost, you know. I am coming back. We are going to be together. Lazarus walks the earth.